So we've got a question in the forum of how would we log additional variables in the FED3 code? I presume it means how to put extra variables into the data file on the SD card. And I thought this was a great example to explain how to edit the FED3 library, which is all open source. So you can both look at the functions and you can change them if you want. Going over here, the FED3 library, if you've got it installed on your computer, is going to be in your Documents Arduino Libraries folder. And then you'll see the FED3 library. This is really where all the code is. This is where all your examples are that we see. And the source code for the library is in this src folder. So there's two files here. FED3.cpp contains all the functions, and FED3.h is a header file. Both are necessary. The header file just kind of tells the Arduino IDE which functions are available, but doesn't actually contain the code for them. So we're going to open both of these. You can open them in any text editor. You can notice that it's trying to open it in Notepad here. I'm going to use Spider, which is a development environment. All right, I've got both of these open in Spider. We've got FED3.h and FED3.cpp. Make the font a little bigger. First thing you're going to want to do if you ever edit the library is go into the H file and just change the version number. So we're on version 1.12. I'll just change it to 1.12.1. And just do that. Otherwise, it's going to get confusing that you're now editing how the functions work, and you don't want that to have the same version number as an existing FED3 library. So this is now a unique version, 1.12.1, because we're going to make a small edit to log something else. So what we're going to do is add something to the log data. How would we log something else? And if I search for the log data function, we'll see here, this is the log data function, fed3.logdata, line 917. And what this will do is, just as you see in the log files, we're first going to log the date and time, then we'll log temperature and humidity if that exists, we'll log the library version, the sketch number, and you'll and so on and so forth, log everything. What I want to do is add, right after we log the date and time, let's log the milliseconds that the FED3 was active. And we're doing this because it's kind of simple. So let's log milliseconds. And this is just a big comment, just to keep track of things. And what I'm going to do, I'll copy these because it's already written, save me a little bit of typing. So logfile.print will write something to the SD card just in the next spot that the cursor's in. Let's log millis. Millis is a function internal to Arduino that is the milliseconds that the processor is active. So right away now we've added something to the log file. We're going to be logging these milliseconds. We just have to do one other thing, which is to go up here to the header. There's a function fed3 write header, and this is where we write the first line of the CSV file. So the timestamp, then the library version, and in here I want to write milliseconds, so that my log file has that as well. So if I now save these, I'm saving them in Spider, back to the Arduino IDE, and this is the fixed ratio 1 example. I haven't changed it at all. The only difference is that the log data function and the write header function have now been updated. So I have a fed, it is on port 110, and we're just going to flash this over. So now if I run a couple of, I'm just doing write quotes here. I'm just trying to write some data on the SD. When we pop the card out, let's see what we captured. So I'm going to open this in Excel. This is the most recent Fed file on here. And here's what we got. We got 4 events. We have the timestamp. We put milliseconds in the header file. And these are the milliseconds, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 10,000. These are the number of milliseconds the processor was active. So that's it. That's how you could add something to the log file. You could obviously do this with any piece of data that you can generate with FED3, maybe something that you're timing or some other counter. You could just add it to the log file. And hopefully this gives you a little more understanding about the FED3 library and how to edit it.